Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Anne Frank Gift Shop, part of Neuberger Holocaust Education Week 2023, brought to you by the Toronto Holocaust Museum. My name is Michelle Fishman, and I'm the Director of Marketing and Communications at the museum. This place is the home of many Indigenous peoples from across Turtle Island, and we are grateful for the opportunity to live and work on this land. The Toronto Holocaust Museum acknowledges that we work on the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples. Today's program and film, both titled The Anne Frank Gift Shop, use Anne's character to critically consider the ways in which the legacy of the Holocaust reverberates throughout our contemporary society. This satirical comedy breaks down barriers, posing difficult questions, challenging us to consider the ways we are allowing the Holocaust to enter into the mainstream media and public discourse, and whether or not these ways diminish or enhance the history, and at what cost or benefit. While it might seem that our program today solely focuses on Anne, she is merely the vehicle in which the dialogue is generated, enabling us to explore the topic at hand in nuanced ways. We encourage you to immerse yourself in this unique opportunity, actively listen, engage in questioning, and be inspired.
I think for me, it was, whoa, I need to watch that again. And one thing that Matt and I were talking about was watching it pre-October 7th, and then again, post-October 7th, and it was just like, wow, with a capital W. There's so many themes, I think, relating to so many of us in this room who make a point to immerse ourselves in Holocaust education and participate in these initiatives, and that drive to share our knowledge. And I mean, as Michelle mentioned, as a descendant, I know a fire has been alight in me ever since May 2021 with the first rise and spike of anti-Semitism. So there's a lot to unpack, and we'll get into those themes.
I think I actually enjoyed it even more the second time I saw it. You know, when you look at the history of film, in terms of Jewish filmmakers, Jewish writers and producers, comedy is always at the height of it. You know, if you look, and I'm sure we'll talk about it also, Mel Brooks films, or most recently Taika Waititi's Jojo Rabbit. That's kind of what I was thinking when I was watching this. And you have to, and this is taking that, but also poking fun at the fact that you have to stay current, you have to keep up with the times. And it's going like this in terms of social media and what the next generation, what their attention span is, and how do you zone them in to continuing to learn about the Holocaust. And
another topic or another theme that I wanted to pick up on a little bit in this one, and you mentioned it, Jessica, about the Sally Frischberg, who actually is a real living person, and that was her experience of being hidden in an attic for a couple of years and was unable to walk. So I was sort of interested in this blend of sort of a historical event of a real person's experiences inserted into this sort of dark comedy. And yet at the same time, as you said, she's appropriating this story. It's like, yeah, this is my grandmother, it's why I'm alive. Any responses to this? And you think it was successful, or?
I mean, for me as a descendant and someone who's chosen to share, you know, I haven't actually shared clips of my late grandfather's testimony, but I've shared parts of, you know, after the Shoah Foundation came to film it in 1995, me, my sisters, my cousins, were all in a room together. Whenever I've shared that, either around Yom HaShoah or International Holocaust Remembrance, the messages pour in. There's no denying that when you humanize and show your personal connection, you are making it tangible to them. And so I know that Madison was doing it to make a point, but that point is so important, is that the more people can actually connect and know that this happened to real people with real families who had, you know, real intergenerational trauma. That's something that also I've tried to share more on my platform. I think they can't tune it out as easily. It's in front of them from someone they know. It's affecting someone that they care about, and they have a duty to acknowledge it and confront that.
But given what we are seeing now, where do we go from here?
I've said it so many times, so I'm going to keep saying it. Keep telling your stories, keep making connections, keep meeting people where they want to meet you. I know, again, it's not as personal for everyone, but for those who it is personal to and whose intergenerational trauma has been activated so deeply and so terrifyingly, the stakes are just so high that anyone who didn't want to talk about it before, now it's all we can talk about, and we're not going to shut up anytime soon.
If you have any opportunity at all to go to an event where there's a Holocaust survivor speaking, I would say you must go or try and go, because we're going to soon be in the era where there's no one left who witnessed or survived it or who liberated the camp. Like, it's sad to think of that, but that's where we are right now. So if there's ever any events at the Holocaust Museum, the Toronto Holocaust Museum, or anywhere in the city, or if you have any connection to meeting some of these survivors who are experienced educators and have been telling their stories for years, or maybe it's someone's grandparent or great-grandparent who might want to start sharing it in the twilight years of their life. So I would add that.
You know, just to quote our mutual friend Vera Schiff, she had said to me recently, imagine how much worse things would have been or would be if we hadn't been doing things for all of these years. And so I think that's, you know, inspiring for me to say we have to double down and forge ahead and keep doing what we're doing, finding new ways of engaging learners of all ages, and just keep at it.